situation, which in this case, does this mean like it's an Omni-Knight Earthshaker duel from them with the Bristleback Wisp on the other side of the map?
I think you still rotate the Earthshaker because giving up the first blood was probably more important.
Right.
At the same time, the mid matchup is the one that I look out for the most because we saw Kyo struggle last game, right? And Kyo is a player that, for me, is really emotional.
He needs some help here in this top lane. Pasha's last right click, he does get the first blood. KP, they thought they could actually fight that one, but unfortunately, just as you said, the Wisp just slithering crush and right click is enough to quickly overwhelm the Wisp HP, even with that Omni-Knight heal.
Oh, and then this bottom lane right now, March is going all in to try to get the kill on Mag. He does have one more decay available. This might be enough for him to kill him, and he does. And he might even pick up the double, and he does on Febby. As Mag, a rotation from the Wisp comes down, but that's just a free kill for him.
A terrible start for MVP Phoenix, as Vega Squadron could possibly challenge that Undying again.
Yeah, and right now, the Tusk is going all in right now for Kyo. He's trying to set up for this.
Nice, he got the snowball. The power shot's gonna miss, though. Oh no, now the body blocking is out from Warnuts. And that should mean that they're gonna survive the punch. The little punch link, run away. Sam of the Slayer trying to go for that one. Now the right clicks are gonna be there, and Sam of the Slayer is gonna go down. He gets the courier in the very end, though. So at the very least, he could say he got a trade-off. The stun goes out, Fisher on it.
Continue to send it down, and they might have been able to get the kill, but maybe right now it's just being killed by the Roshan. He's like, I have to go back for my bottle. This doesn't really...
Gonna try and bounce over to that middle lane once again, but this is coming at a serious cottage bottom lane. They're actually trying to fight this one out, but March is stuck inside the trees. He's gonna go down to the inevitable right clicks of Sam the Slayer and the tombstone laid out. Well played by the duo to be there in time with the burst damage potentially available for Vega Squadron just to be able to take out a serious core before the heals are out. Febby actually gets jump over there. See the Slayer trying to get the snowball over to Kiwo in order to dodge some of this damage, but he realizes he is very, very dead, especially with March now coming over. March actually has the early level of Viscous Naval Goo, which is going to be able to slow down no one, and they actually may be able to get this kill. Quick TP out, Wind Ranger sprays, and he gets it. Nice play from Kiwo.
Oh, that was such a good rotation down from MVP.
They'll still get that good use of the courier there to be able to get the vision. Febby is going to be gone on, but he's got to tether up in a second. He needs to be able to use it now. The snowball's actually going to put Sam and Slayer to bad position. Warnuts is here, looking for that Fisher block out. Sure enough, the Tusk will lose his TP. March is here at the same time, focusing down that tombstone in order to make sure his allies can safely go for the Tusk. So it actually turns out to be a double win there. They not only get the kill,
about this right now,
but perhaps he's a bit too far out. He does have a double damage, but no one, of course, has that win run. Double raise gets laid out onto him. Power shot not up for another 3 seconds. A third raid still hits no one, and Solo's actually in some trouble, but a cold embrace has baited QO perhaps into a bad position. The power shot hits him once again. Solo drops one more hit. He managed to get him, but the snowball's coming in. QO, nice shots missed. QO's gonna be able to get out. No, the power shot. The sniper himself lands it, and Vega Squadron do manage to secure a 1-for-1 trade-off for that SM. They'll be happy with that, but it almost looks like they want a little bit more.
Yeah, they wanted to try for this, and this would be a huge kill for them to get. The Fisher's going to follow as well.
Nice ultimate. Pasha hits one raise, but is actually now trying to sprint himself out, and they don't have the disables to be able to stop him. He might just be able to make a TP away. Pasha, another raise. This one actually doesn't hit. He hits the stun, though. In the end, he is not able to make himself out. MVP Phoenix are successful.
Outside of having a Slardar on your team, because once he has that Blink Dagger, he has to get something, or he just gradually starts to fall behind.
MVP start going for the Wind Ranger. Two Vega Squadron coming from the side. Tombstone already being laid out. Immediately, MVP try to stop it, but there goes the Winter's Curse. Snowball actually locking down QO with Walrus Punch on top of that with the Repel, though. They're not able to stop that one. Big Echo Slam comes out for more nuts in order to stop the Slardar. They take out the Tombstone as well.
Relocate
and now they're relocated. They're going to be able to get Sam with the Slayer as well. They run him down quite easily. Mag's going to fall as well. It seems like this is going to be a 3-man cleanup for MVP Phoenix. If they can just finally catch the Undying. QO trying to chase him down. Actually gives up on that one. It's going to run to no one instead, but of course he's got the win run to get himself away. So just two, the Slardar and the Tusk fall, but MVP...
Your window has already passed. The better thing to do is wait for what happened in game number 2, I think, where you're just trying to mount a good...
He's going to go for blowing up Solo. There goes the cold embrace, but I don't think Solo's going to get out of here. In fact, sure enough, the purification is what finishes him off inside that cold embrace. Middle lane looks like Pasha tried to go for Warnuts, but he's got backup now. and isn't afraid of the fish no more.
Smoke up, look for the fight, because you think that MVP is going to be a little bit too overconfident. But Vega, this is the big fight for them because they have to win this team fight. Like, there's no way they can give up this amount of towers and lose this fight here.
Vega Squadron coming in from the side, Solo's looking for that Winter's Curse and will lay it down into Febby with the power shot on top of that.
Oh, he misses the Guardian Angel.
Get that kill, and the Guardian Angel not really effective here. Warnock's in the back row, also going to go down to Vega Squadron. It seems like they found the fight they needed. QO desperately looking to be able to lock down on someone with his Scotty. Goes for Pasha, but is unable to get him. Now Solo kind of baited out with Cold Embrace, but he will go down eventually. The rest of Vega Squadron start mounting a response, but the Shackle shot doesn't latch, and that means now Magus' life is going to be forfeit as well. It goes from 2 pickoffs easily to then being forced to trade 2 heroes of their own. Vega Squadron, I thought that was going to be a good fight with the way they initiated that one, but it turns out SF is just too big.
It was about as good of an idea as you were going to get, though, right? Like, there was no Aegis. You can't just keep giving up tower after tower. But I just realized how harmed Kyo is. Like, he's gone for this pure stats build. He opts to go for the Eye of Scotty instead of something like a BKB. And he just hits so hard, and he doesn't die anymore. Like, KP was late with that cut
through one of these big tanky heroes like the Bristleback or the SF, but as I say that, MVP Phoenix are still taking advantage of the clear control that they have over this game by pushing down more towers and getting more of a network lead, and it seems like a free hero as well. Mag is going to be stuck here from the side. Vega Squadron actually going to try and mount a response, going straight for the Omni Knight. They do manage to take him out. 1-for-1 trade-off so far. Solo's going to be the next target. Winter's Curse onto Febby. They pop him, but so too does the Winter Wyvern fall.
Yeah, the course from MVP, like you said, they're just not falling right now. Like, there's just not enough damage coming on, and look at that. That's a focus fire with amplified damage, and they still don't do enough.
Yeah, between the passive of Bristleback as well as just the natural tankiness of the hero.
They're actually going to sneak it from themselves if they get down here in time.
That is insane timing. They smoked up to the Roshan pit and literally just respawn. They get an Ice Shards to try and block out the rest of MVP feeds.
They're committed for this.
He is fearless. He's going to try and intercept this one. The Aegis is grabbed by the Wind Ranger. They manage to secure it and take down Febby at the same time. The Tombstone is a great position, but here comes Big Daddy QO. He lets loose the ultimate. Vega Squadron's already so low from dealing with March that they're all going to fall inside this Roshan pit if they're not careful.
There's so many zombies.
Managed to get 3 different stuns, and the Tombstone is still going to work. No one is still fighting up against both QO and March. Echo Slam gets laid out, finishes off the Wind Ranger. Mac is stuck in the corner with his Tombstone still going to work, but MVP, they're just not dying. They don't care about the Tombstone. These small sources of damage are nothing to them. Mag making the TP out doesn't quite get away. Our Winter Wyvern escapes, and so too does the Slardar, but in the end, despite the fact that Vega Squadron, Eddie, or that Omni Knight, they're going to be forced into something here. No one coming in from the side, start focusing down QO. You can see the synergy there between the amplified damage and focus fire doing a good amount of work. Though March is still a big problem to deal with. Mag is actually getting cold embraced up. The Tombstone is laying out, but it's instantly taken out by QO. And now Mag forced to use the Ghost Scepter on himself, but it seems like he's not getting out of here alive. Pasha gets a really good stun, but it just doesn't change the fact that Mag is still dead. Another great Shackle shot, but now no one's going to be forced away. There goes the Winter's Curse laid out on the Febby. They will be able to finish him off and bring a couple of supports low, but the cores are still healthy as they've always been. Solo is now going to be the next target of March as he just keeps on marching forward. Solo now going to be susceptible to that QO ultimate and a couple more right clicks. Glimmer Cave manages to keep him alive, but it still doesn't change the fact that the melee racks is down and MVP will make a clean escape.
Yeah, so MVP begin their march in this bottom lane. They want to get the second set of racks down at 31 minutes and just put a stamp on this victory as March is the first one up.
They start focusing down that tier 3. Focus fire being laid onto March, but he's very easily being healed by both KP and Febby. And he's still sitting over that 50% marker. Meanwhile, QO runs forward and actually threatens no one. They do have the Winter's Curse. They need to try and chain stun him down. QO gets hit by the snowball, but there goes the response from KP. He gets off a beautiful Guardian Angel, and the touch is already down and out from the counter initiation from Warnuts. He does get shackled up, and no Vega is actually going to be able to pop him real quickly. But Pasha is now fighting up against both Febby and March in front of his fountain, and he's losing that fight. No one. He needs the Cold Embrace to be able to save him, but QO takes that opportunity to let loose another ultimate. No one makes the runaway. Glimmer Cave trying to save him, but this time they will see him with the counter ward. Mag now trying to get back to his fountain as well. Will die to the last MKB strike from QO as well, and they turn their attention to that second lane of racks as MVP seemingly moments away from their victory here in Game 3.
And once again, we see the same 3 heroes living throughout all of the fights. March isn't even touched right now. He's got full everything. Kyo is in the same position. KP opting to go for that Vlad's and that Blink Dagger. It's just so hard for them to get caught out of position. You saw him blink in this time. Guardian Angel. No response from Vegas. They just can't live anymore.
And now the Mega Creeps is going to be coming in soon. Melee Rax is already down to just the range Rax that's left. They now focus Popshits. He comes forward, calling the praise. Snowball trying to save him, but QO, he says, if you don't want to fight me, that's fine. I'll just take your range Rax and force Megas. And sure enough, there it is. Vega Squadron being forced back to their fountain with Megas on the way. Go ahead and call it. GG, well played. Congratulations, says Solo, as MVP.
Just to get to this position. Last year, or the year before against Liquid, they came just short.
Game 3 very convincingly to be the 16 team going to TI.
And how many games did they have to play just to get to this position? Last year, or the year before against Liquid, they came just short of getting into the main event. Now we see them here. March, who's probably going to retire after this tournament to do his military service, manages to keep his TI hopes alive. But fantastic job by Vega getting as far as they did. Props to them for that second game that they put up. And, I mean, there are no real losers here.
And you have to give some serious shout-outs to Vega Squadron for putting in the hours. I mean, the last 5 months, I watched this team grow from going through the small gigabyte challenges of tournaments and only picking up a grand or two there to progressing into more esportals and, you know, actually taking some of those series against some of the bigger names and then finally going into the qualifiers and picking up that second place slot and almost making it into the main event. The team has grown significantly in the last 5 months, and that should not be ignored, but they are unfortunately not going to be making it to the TI main event. MVP Phoenix will be your last team. And that means we are actually done for the day. We're going to call it. Thank you so much for all of you guys watching. We'll pass it off to the analyst.